Hey everybody, I'm ZeldaMaster and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda. Feels weird not saying anything else after that, but that's because this is the original Legend of Zelda. Yes, I'm finally back to playing this game, and here we are on level 8, the Lion. And well, in this video we're hopefully going to be obtaining the final piece of the Triforce, so that way we could take on the final dungeon within the game. Because yes, level 8 is right before the final dungeon, and yeah, we're about to finish up this game. It's crazy how I put this game on hold for so long, but that's because Breath of the Wild, I got so caught up with it, and yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and take on this room and take on the Darknuts. Oh geez, okay, so let me just say this now. I'm not going to play too well because it's been a while, guys. It's been quite a bit. I mean, the last time I played this game was before Breath of the Wild came out. I believe this is the first non-Breath of the Wild video I'll be making since the game's release. So, yeah, we're playing the original Zelda game, you know, the roots of everything. And it feels nice to play, but also a little clunky, but I'll get used to it. I mean, I said that in the beginning of this LP, and, you know, throughout the episodes, the game got really easy to play, and I kind of, you know, just warmed up on the whole controls and everything. And we're doing fine right now. I mean, luckily I got that time freezer thing in the previous screen, so the Darknuts weren't too hard to kill. But now that we have this book, which I came all the way here to obtain, we can now shoot, I believe, fire from our blue wand, which, when you really think about it, isn't much, because as you can see, currently equipped is our red candle, and that does the exact same job. So what's the point? Well, I guess now you can shoot the projectile with your wand, and you can also light things up, so you don't need the candle anymore. Like, as you can see, there we go, we have the candle. It works nicely. But if I go ahead and switch to the blue wand, and then I guess let's go ahead and leave this room so it can reset and become dark again. Let's go ahead and now use the blue wand. Not only are we going to light up the room, but we'll also shoot out a blast that will hopefully... Oh, it did kill the keys. Nice. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It pretty much makes the red candle obsolete, but at the same time, you're never really going to use the wand. It doesn't really matter which item you have out, honestly. But anyways, yeah, let's just go ahead and move on. Overall, these upgrades, they kind of die out really quickly, but wow, I killed that Manhandla really easily. Now, let's go ahead and pull out our bombs, and we're going to need a lot of bombs for this, so I do suggest having a lot of bombs. I believe if you've been following along this Let's Play, you should have similar stuff to what I have, especially even with the keys. Like, we've had a lot of extra keys, and I've ignored a lot of keys. And actually, speaking of keys, by the end of this video, we'll never need another key. And I'm excited to show that, because in this dungeon, we're going to get ourselves the master of all keys. So get ready for that. But, alright, let me just spam this. It's not doing anything to the Pulse Voice. The Pulse Voice, yeah, they're supposed to be really tough, because I do believe on the Japanese version of the NES, they had a, and let me quickly just pull out my bombs here. I know I said I don't want to use bombs, but we're going to use them on the Darknuts, and whoa, the lag. But as I was saying, yeah, I do believe the Japanese version of this game, you could plug in like some sort of voice recognition type controller, and if you blew into it, or I guess you spoke into it, it would weaken the Pulse Voice to where you can attack them. I mean, arrows will do the trick as well. But just my point is that, yeah, there was another method in killing them that, you know, resorted in having a second controller plugged in. I think that's really cool, and just thought I'd reference it. But I personally have never done it. Overall, Pulse Voices are just pretty easy to avoid. They don't really hurt you unless you come in contact with them or you let them come in contact with you. It's not like they even try to hit you. But, alright, let's go ahead and use the blue wand from here on out. We don't need the red candle, even though it's like an upgrade from the blue, and we can shoot it as many times in the screen. It's useless now, you know, because we got a even better upgrade, which is the blue wand. But anyways, in this room, I do believe we'll get ourselves another key. Again, if you have extra keys and you're following along, you don't really need to do this, because we're going to get a key that will pretty much make all keys obsolete as well, but I am kind of just showing off how to get these extra keys, just in case you are like just watching this video in particular and don't have extra keys and want to figure out where to get these keys. Well, yeah, by killing those Darknuts in the previous room, you'd get some. But anyways, on to Goma. So far we're doing pretty well. Like, I at least haven't had to use anything in terms of like healing or whatever, so I'm pretty happy. And by healing, I mean my medicine. Though we might have to use it because, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bosses like this. Like, Goma was also once a boss in a previous dungeon, and now here we are facing it one-on-one. Honestly, this feels so weird to play, just because how much of Breath of the Wild I was playing. But it's nice just to see where it all started. But anyway, Spectacle Rock is an entrance to death. This here, alright, listen to this guy. This guy is the one and only guy who's gonna tell you something super useful, but at the same time, if you don't get it, maybe it's not that useful. Either way, I will show you guys, I'll show you what he means, and this is pretty much how to get to the final dungeon within the game. Death pretty much means Death Mountain. Probably since the game couldn't like handle enough text on the screen, they didn't include Death Mountain, but yes, the next dungeon is Death Mountain. Hyrule had established Death Mountain by then, which is insane. By the first Zelda game, we have it. But anyways, let's go ahead and bomb this wall up here. I'm just going to quickly avoid these enemies. I do believe I want to kill those enemies, and I do believe I want to kill, you know, let's just screw it. We're going to kill both of those. We're going to kill all of those blue dark nuts in the room, in the previous room underneath it, and then the Manhandla in the room that we just, we're in. But let me just continue heading up here, and then I need to bomb this wall. I'm just gonna kind of get around the temple real quickly, and then we'll dispose of those enemies, just because I don't want to use my HP here, and I just want to get this item that's gonna give me the infinite, what's it called? I can't even think of it. The infinite keys. There we go. All right, let me go ahead and take this guy. It's just so disorienting with all of these blasts on the screen, and then I have to also focus for him, and the controls feel weird. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Okay, we're good. One more hit. Come on. You know what? I'm gonna have to heal. This is not gonna work at all. What am I doing? Come on. Okay, hit it. No. All right, let's just heal. This is gonna take a minute because I'm so low on HP, and yep, the game does this. You know, we're slowly drinking, very slowly. Yep. Anytime now. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back. All right, we drank it. Come on, we're ready. Let's go. Let's keep it flowing, guys. You know, we had to stop for like so long to drink that. I find that hilarious how slowly it heals you. It's kind of like, you know, when you get a Triforce and it heals you as well, which we'll see at the end of this video, I guess, or at the end of this dungeon. But all right, after defeating Goma, head inside this room in particular, because this room is going to hold this very special item that I was speaking to you guys about. Yes, the magical key of all magic lies within here. So, come on. If I can just kill these guys, man, the Dark Nuts are something else. I really wish they made it their way into Breath of the Wild. That would be awesome. But here are the Pulse Voice. An arrow would do a trick, but I'm not even going to bother. Might as well keep the rupees I have on me, because your ammunition is your rupees, so yeah. But anyways, here it is, guys. Yes, so we may have 3 keys on us, right? Doesn't matter. It's time to pick up the magic key, and now our key is A. A means as much as you want it to be. Yeah. Anyways, now that we have infinite keys, no door will stand a chance. So let's go ahead and open up the door underneath us real quickly, and now I believe Manhandla should be underneath us still, right? Yeah, okay, let's kill it. Like I said, you want to kill this Manhandla. We want to kill all of them because, aha, the dungeon map. There we go. I was wondering where it was, and I knew it was going to give it to me. So, woohoo, we got it. Now, let's go ahead and head south again, and this is the Dark Nuts that I want to kill. Purposely save this room because, yeah, we're going to need the infinite keys for, just leaving this dungeon. Now I can try to finish the dungeon. I just want to make sure I got my, you know, magical key, because with it, yeah, we don't have to worry about keys anymore, and we only have 1 dungeon left, so it's not really going to be that helpful, but still, it's nice to have. Either way, yeah, just go ahead and kill off all of the Dark Nuts so you can open up the room towards our right. Come on. Okay, there we go. These freaking statues are something else. But alright, man, here we go. So on to the next room. All we need to do is just get to the other side. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna charge into the Dark Nut. At this point, I don't care. We're just gonna finish the dungeon. I did avoid like 1 or 2 rooms that would have been a little... Actually, let me avoid a room right now. So if you kill the Pulse Voice, which I guess I could try to... You know what? Nah. We could do that, but I could easily just bomb the wall on top of me, because these guys are all over the place. And yeah, you can ignore the key if you have your magical key, so that key is useless. But if you place a bomb like this, well, you're ready to take on the boss, instead of heading through that room and going around to get to this room. So this is the fastest way to take on the boss. I believe I'm ready. Do I need anything? No, we don't even have medicine on us. It doesn't matter. You know what? We'll be good. Let's just go into this. It's actually Gleeok, or whatever this boss's name is, this time with 5 stinking heads. Or is it? Yeah, I think it was 5 or 4, I don't know. But he died really quickly. I got really lucky there. I mean, you know, every time you take on the same boss, even if they have more heads, it's not that hard, because, you know, you usually get stronger over time, and if it's the exact same boss, yeah, it doesn't really change up too much. But there we go, Gleeok was dead, and now the final piece of the Triforce is in our position. Now, on to Death Mountain. Thanks to the old man from the dungeon for telling us where to go, and that is Spectacle Rock. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't really, like, when I read what the old man was talking about, I didn't get it, like, the first time I played this game. But now I get it, so yeah, I had to beat the game to truly understand what he meant, but now I do. So Spectacle Rock, guys, to get to it, well, you want to make sure you make your way to, I guess you want to say the northwest of Hyrule, but not too northwest. And it's crazy because, you know, it's Death Mountain. As we know in Breath of the Wild, Death Mountain is located on the very far, well, not too far, but it's very north, and it's in the somewhat eastern region, you know, with the Kala in Breath of the Wild, at least. I want to say that's like the, you know, the truest Hyrule, 'cause that's the biggest Hyrule. Even though here we are in Hyrule, this ain't much, you know? This ain't much, but yes, it's on the opposite side, I guess you could say, of the Death Mountain within Breath of the Wild. And here we got some Lynels. So, compare those Lynels to Breath of the Wild, as you can see, pretty big step up. The Lynels were as big as us. So, yeah, but now in Breath of the Wild, so much more fierce. I love how Breath of the Wild did carry these, you know, beasts, but anyways, or centaur beasts. But anyways, yeah, I want to show off that arrow. That arrow pretty much tells you where to go, and that's how I figured it out. So I found that arrow, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And I started following this pathway until it became more than obvious what I needed to do. And that is, yes, you'll figure out where the next dungeon is once you find some pretty spectacle rocks. Yeah, these here. So all you need to do is bomb the one on the left, and that's pretty much it. But let me quickly kill off these enemies so they don't annoy the crap out of me. I do believe there's actually a shop towards our left as well, which I could use to pick up medicine. So let me dispose of these guys as well. And you know what? More Lynels. I don't want to fight these guys yet. I just want to quickly pick up the medicine here, so we can call it. So buy medicine before you go. Okay. You know what? You convinced me, ma'am. That was pretty convincing. I had to pick it up. There we go. All right. Picked up the blue because I don't really care. I think we'll be fine. And now it's time to open up Death Mountain. Aha! It wasn't really that surprising. So, yes. Anyways, that does it for this video. We managed to take on another dungeon. All that's left is the final dungeon within the game, which is death itself, as the old man said. Yes, Death Mountain awaits, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to join me in the next one as we take on the final boss.